I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not going to be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens. You feel like you're alone, and you feel like it's only you, and you're in your bubble. And I wish I had someone at that time who could just pull me aside and, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So I wish I knew that. You just got to remember. Hold on to that fundamental quality of faith.
We all have our whys and our reasons for doing what we do in life and our whys for living. What is my why? Well, my why it's been the evolution of my why. So what I mean by that is when I was a teenager, looking back, when I was a teenager, 13, 14 years old, my why was I didn't want to be broke. That was my why. I didn't want to be broke. I was, by that time, 13 or 14 years old, we were evicted. My mom, myself, and my dad, we were evicted out of that, forced off the island of Hawaii. I have shared that story in the past. But that became a very defining moment for me because it motivated me to just get to the gym. So in my mind, the only way that I wasn't going to be broke, that my family wasn't going to be broke at that time, we had fallen on some hard times, tough times in 1986. And I thought, well, the only way that I can do something about it was actually to go build my body. Throughout my entire teen life, 13 through 19, 20 even, 21, even all throughout college at the University of Miami, playing for the U, I just did not want to be broke. And that was my why.
Have faith that on the other side of your pain is something good. After about a month and a half of staying in that little apartment and cleaning, I got a phone call from the head coach of the team who cut me, the head coach of the Calgary Stampeders. He called me and he said, hey, I know we cut you, but I'd like you to come back. I said, okay, I appreciate that, coach. Thank you very much. I'll think about it. He said, okay, great. I hung up the phone and my dad said, you're going to do it, right? I said, no, I don't think so. I think I'm done with that. He goes, what? I said, my gut tells me I'm done. He said, what are you going to do? I took a deep breath. I said, I'd like to get into the business. He said, what business? I said, the wrestling business. He said, you are throwing it all away. It is the worst mistake you will ever make. He said, you're ruining your career. I said, maybe I'll be no good. But I feel like in my heart I have to do this. And I either need you to train me or need you to not train me. My dad rose to the occasion. He said, I'll train you. And it wound up being one of the greatest chapters in my life.
If you are out there and you're struggling, and a lot of you are, and you're struggling to make ends meet, struggling to pay the rent, I know what it's like. I've been down that road, and that shit is hard. It ain't easy, but I'm telling you that if you're going through it, stay strong, have faith, keep pushing through. I've said this before, and I'm living proof of it, is that on the other side of your struggle is something good. On your other side of your struggle is something better. On the other side of your struggle is some sort of success. So keep pushing through if you're struggling. No matter how many hours I've flown, no matter how many miles we've traveled, regardless of what country it is, the first thing I need to do to get ready for the workday is I got to find the gym. I need to find my local iron paradise.
You work out a lot. How long do you spend at the gym every day? And what's your steps to work out?
Well, I usually spend about maybe about an hour and a half to 2 hours every day.
You share your experience for keeping your body shape and like what kind of exercise you need to do every day and how much a day you take.
working out every day is my anchor. Life is so crazy and busy for me and for you guys too. Like, we're on this treadmill that just doesn't stop and continues to go. So I do need working out to anchor my day. It helps me balance myself.
Well, when did I start working out? I first started working out when I was 12 years old. I had my first official workout was with my dad, Rocky Johnson, rest in peace, soul man. He passed away January 15th of this year. But anyway, my dad was a workout beast, an animal, and he was built like just a brick house. So, I would always go to the gym with my dad and watch him on the weekends, but I wasn't allowed to work out. So, 12 years old in Hawaii, my dad finally said, all right, you can come to the gym with me. And it was a Saturday. So I was really pumped to go to the gym with my dad. I was 12. And before we walked in, he said, listen, you're going to work your ass off. And he goes, whatever you put on the bar, when we do bench press, whatever we put on the bar, you have got to push it up. Whatever weight you choose, you've got to push it up. You've got to get it out of the hole. And I said, of course, I got it. He's like, are you sure? I said, yes. He's like, you sure you understand? I said, yes. And I think he knew me. It's that testosterone DNA that we had. So even when I was 12. So we get in there and we start off with a bar and 25-pound plates on both sides. Did my first set, bang, I pushed it up pretty good, a little bit of struggle, but got it up. He said, all right, let's throw on 5-pound plates on each side. I said, no, let's put on 35. Let's add 10. He's like, no. And I said, no, do it. And by this time, I could start to feel like people looking, because again, everybody watched my dad and his buddies when they were working out. So we threw on 35s on each side. We stripped the 25s, threw the 35-pound plates on. He gave me a lift off. I went down with it. I barely got it out of the hole. And and he had to give me that spot. And he goes, okay, this is where we're gonna stay. We'll stay here. And I said, no, let's go up and wait. He paused and he said, are you sure? And I said, yeah. He goes, how much you want to put on? I said, let's throw the 45s on. Because when you're a kid and you're in the gym and you're just starting to work out, you want to graduate to the 45-pound plates. That's where the big boys play. So we stripped off the 35s, put on the 45-pound plates, and he goes, remember what I told you? You better push this off your chest. I said, I got it. He gave me a lift off. I took that weight, and I went down with it, and I could not control that. That weight buried me and got stuck right here on my chest. I started to panic, and my dad was he was standing over me. He was saying, now push up the weight, push the weight up. I was like, I can't push it up, I can't. I'm getting embarrassed, I'm panicking, and he's like, push it up. I'm like, I can't. He goes, I'm not helping you, I told you. Now there's a big scene in the gym, everybody's looking. I tip the weight to one side, it goes off the bar, the other side, momentum goes off this bar, and it just clangs everywhere, and embarrassing as shit. I get up, how sometimes when you're so embarrassed, you get up and you just want to swing at somebody? Of course I wasn't going to swing at my dad, I was just like, shit, but you're the idiot who was responsible for all this. And he just looked at me, and he goes, now pick up the weights. I picked up the weights, and he goes, here's a lesson for you. He said, don't worry about other people looking at you, and don't ego train. Don't ever train for your ego. It doesn't matter who gives a shit who's watching you. You train for results, and you train with weight that you can control. That's how you're going to be a master, basically, in the gym, is what he was trying to say. And he's like, don't train for your ego, ever. He's like, there's enough idiots who are training for their ego, and they put on weight on the bar that they can't handle. And he said, do you understand? And I said, yeah, I understand.